Hello, and welcome to IMG 320, Advanced Patient Care in Medical Imaging. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. My name is Tim Deponette. Here's my contact information. You can see my email at timothy.deponette@mercycollege.edu. And of course, my cell phone number is 419-306-0529. This is a number where if you need to contact me, please use this number. You can text me on this number. You can call me on this number. If by any chance I don't answer immediately, please just leave me a message and I will call you back as soon as possible. I am pretty quick at replying to texts. However, if I am with a patient, obviously I'm not going to get to it right away. But please, if you need something, just give me a call and let me know. Here's a textbook that we're going to use for this course. It's titled Patient-Centered Care in Medical Imaging and Radiotherapy. It's the author is Ram Lau. It should be pretty simple to get if you don't have it already, or if you're having a hard time locating it, please let me know. There is an ebook version of this as well too for those of you that like ebooks, but you should be able to get the paperback version. This is going to be the course layout for this semester. The first couple of modules are going to be about communication, the psychosocial and other aspects of patient care. Module 4 will involve pharmacology as well as infection control. Modules 5 through 7, you're looking at the medical imaging procedures, the ionizing as well as the non-ionizing procedures. And then Module 8 will be more about performance as well as quality measures. For the communication and the psychosocial and other aspects, we're going to be talking a little bit about how to communicate with specific populations, such as cancer patients, such as elderly and or pediatrics. Obviously, each population that we deal with, you have to do a little bit, I want to say different, but in a sense different patient care for that population. Obviously, pediatric patients really are going to need a lot of attention. Elderly patients, some people need you there, just to be there to hold their hand. And of course, cancer patients are pretty upset about their diagnosis, so maybe they'll need a little extra as well. So we'll discuss those populations. We're also going to talk about the communication with disabled patients. Some of these patients may or may not need special accommodations. Some disabled patients may have service animals. So what's the policy on service animals in your department? Some disabled patients may not be able to communicate. What do we do about with those individuals? So, and also we'll talk about cultural and social diversity. One thing that I always tell the story as far as the cultural diversity, I had a patient one time who I believe was from the Middle East, and I was explaining the stress test to him along with my nurse. So I introduced myself, I shook his hand, and then my nurse came in to introduce herself and went to shake his hand, and he said he said he doesn't shake women's hands. That's just his culture. It was something for us to get used to, but it wasn't a big deal, and we just moved on. So we will talk about cultural and social diversities. We're also going to talk about patient emotional aspects. And this is a big one too, especially when you get those patients that have just been diagnosed with cancer. So this is something that we want to talk about and figure out the best way to handle this population as well. Next topic we'll talk about is pharmacology as well as infection control. We'll talk about the drugs and contrast media that's used in radiology. We'll talk about pathogens that we might see like MRSA, HIV, C. diff, TB, as well as hepatitis. We'll talk a little bit about microorganisms responsible for diseases in healthcare. You've got your bacteria and your viruses. And then also we'll talk about how to protect against these diseases as well as these infections. And then we'll get to the medical imaging procedures. This is something that I'm sure all of us are going to be very familiar with. Non-ionizing, the MRI and the ultrasound as well as the ionizing all the way down. From fluoroscopy to brachytherapy, and of course my ultimate favorite, nuclear medicine. Yes, I am a nuclear medicine technologist. So we will discuss all of these procedures, and of course, like I said, many of you I'm sure are well aware of most of them. Then the last topic we'll talk about is performance and quality measures. We want to talk about quality control, like for scanners, your imaging equipment. We want to talk about department performance. Maybe you guys do QA performance to see what are the patient's wait times. We want to make sure, QA, how much dose is the patient receiving. And then, of course, we want to make sure our image quality is great. In our department, we do technologist review, where we will process studies that we've done a month or two ago with other technologists and see if we can produce the exact same image. We want to make sure our quality is great. And then measures of care, patient satisfaction surveys, patient perception outcomes. In our department, we do patient surveys every 6 months. And also we do referring physician surveys as well too. So we'll talk about different ways that we can measure our quality to make sure that we're doing the best possible job for our patients. Part of this course, we're going to have a discussion board. Now this is something I want everyone to pay attention to. This is something I want everyone to be involved with as well too. So what I'm going to do is post a topic, and I want you guys to do a little discussion about it. What I will ask for is an initial post. So the topic will be, shown, I think it's Wednesday or Sunday evening, Monday morning, and then your initial post needs to be done by midnight on Wednesday. And I want you to put some thought into this. Don't just, write a one-sentence answer. That's not going to get it done. I want you to put some good detail into your initial post, and, if nothing else, ask questions if you're not sure on what you need to write down. But put some thought into it. And then what I will have you do then is you will need to reply to at least 2, sometimes depending upon the module, maybe even 1 peer response. So you'll read someone else's initial post and then you'll respond to it. On those responses, I don't want you to put down, looks great, nice job, and that's it. Put some thought into that. Give them a little bit of feedback. Give them your opinion as well too. Ask questions to your peers. Ask them, okay, you do it this way. Why do you do it that way? What benefit do you see? And also keep note. If people ask you questions, be sure you answer them. I will be looking at almost everybody's, probably everybody's, initial posts, and I will reply to everybody's. And I will probably put a question on there or 2 just to make sure that you're paying attention. And if I feel that you didn't put enough information down, then I will put a lot of questions in there to get more information out of you. So I don't want you to kind of blow these assignments off, because I believe that they're very important. There's a lot of information that each and every one of us have, so I want to make sure that we get it out of you and that others can learn from you. So as I said, the original post by Wednesday at midnight, and then you'll need to reply to either 1 or 2 peer discussion posts as well too, depending upon the assignment, and I have that noted on the syllabus as well too. Right now, the next slide here is the rubric. This is very important to follow. Again, the main thing is just be involved. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to put your initial post down on Wednesday and then reply to your peer post right after you did it on Wednesday. So let's say if you put your initial post down at 10 p.m. on Wednesday and then you reply to your peer post at 10:30 on Wednesday, that's not cutting it. You're not staying involved with that, and I'm going to take points away. So ideally, it would be nice if you, put your initial post down, came back a day later, replied to somebody, came back another day later, replied to somebody, just to stay up with it. I don't want everybody to bombard it on Wednesday and be done and never see you again until next week. So just stay involved. Again, you're going to find a lot of good information on here. So I don't want you to think that this is just, real quick assignment, boom, in and out, and you're done. So look over this rubric. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. And then the major course project. This is going to be a fun project. This is not going to be very challenging. I need a patient education tool that we can give to our patients about your exam, your procedure. There's a great website out there for Pictochart. So if you go www.pictochart.com, I believe it is, and I'll show you examples here in the next slide of what they look like, you'll see exactly how to produce one of these tools. You can make a brochure, you can just make a one-page paper printout, however it is, it's a free online software, and they look really sharp. I want you to keep it simple though. Keep it at like at about 5th grade level. Patients aren't going to understand your medical terminology, so keep it very, very simple. And make it something that your patients need to know. Do they come into your department and ask the same question every single time? If so, make a brochure or a pamphlet on something along those questions. And again, this is an educational tool, and this must educate your patients. So here are a couple of examples. These were actually just produced last semester by some students. So you've got an MRI example here talking about MRIs, what to expect, and then you've got mammograms as well too. These both were done by Pictochart, so you can see the quality is very good. It's just a matter of cutting and pasting some images, putting some information down. If you look here at the bottom of the mammogram one down in here, she had actually used some sources for her information. If you do use sources, I need to make sure that you cite them properly. So we'll make sure that we do that. But again, these are very simple projects. I do want you to put some time and effort into it. I want it to look good, and if nothing else, it would be great if you could use it in your department. So that's what we've got. That's what the course is going to be all about. Again, you have my phone number. If you have any questions, please contact me. I will be happy to help out in any way, shape, or form. And then also, as I said, with the discussions, please pay close attention with those. We will have some quizzes in the course. The quizzes aren't going to be very long. They're usually about 20 questions. I give you at least 45 minutes to take them, so it's not going to be that they're not going to be that difficult. And actually, towards the end of the semester, for the quizzes, we've got what they call Quizlets. It's actually a fun little game. You get timed when you do it. The quicker the time, I'll give you some bonus points for the top 3 fastest times. I think last semester people were getting them done in about 20 seconds. So they're very quick. The questions are not very challenging. So it should be a lot of fun. So if you get, this is all about patient care. We all know and understand patient care. It is our #1 job duty is patient care. So this is going to be fun. You're going to learn a lot from other people, and please, please give us your knowledge as well too. I've been a nuclear medicine tech for 20 years. I guarantee you I don't know everything. I know a lot about patient care. That is my favorite part of the job. So this is going to be a great class. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.